Welcome to the Teddy Keaton Show here on HBCU Game Day. I am Sylvester Williams. They call me Sly the Sports Guy, and I am joined by the one and only Coach Teddy Keaton. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
Hey, Coach, man, I'm doing a lot better, Coach. I'm coming off a win. Coach. I feel a lot better when you win, Coach.
There's no doubt about that.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and jump straight into this thing. Saturday, played Florida Memorial at home. First home game on the red carpet. You know, I'm 50-50 on the field. Some days I love the field. A day like yesterday, Coach, you know, let the people know I actually called the game yesterday. I did play-by-play with the inaugural broadcast of Clark Atlanta football on the SIAC network. Had an all-student broadcast team, an all-student production team, and they did a great job. The students did a great job.
Very proud of those kids. They came out. They started on, I think it was Thursday, starting to put the cameras up and doing everything. And I was very proud of them. And he had like 40 kids out there, and they learned how to run the wires. They put the cameras up. Shout out to BJ and the rest of the guys in the CAU TV crew. They did a great job. I'm so proud of them. And they even had the sideline broadcast with the sideline camera. We looked like a real hot team Saturday.
I'm telling you, man, it was awesome. Shout out to all the youngsters a part of CAU TV. Shout out to my spotter, Savannah. I think Bland was her last name. Savannah was my spotter. Man, great job at everything.
I think Dr. Drew and Joseph Arnold and those guys that's all in our administration, Dr. French, my hat goes off to them. I mean, the soundboard was really good. We got a new soundboard in. We got new lights in the stadium now. We got a lot of different things. They're pouring into what we're doing. I guess that's what winning brings.
I tell you, that's what winning brings. But here's the one thing, Coach. You know, I got to have a complaint about something, Coach. For an old man up here calling the games, Coach, those red jerseys, red pants, on that red field with the little tiny black numbers, Coach. It hurt me, Coach. It hurt me trying to figure out who was who, Coach. It hurt me trying to figure out who was who.
I think it's time for you to go get your eyes checked.
I might have to, Coach.
Because I tell you what, I mean, it wasn't planned to be that way, but we took a page out of boys. You know, you get the jerseys to match the pants on the field, and that's what it is, and it blends in well. I've gotten used to being on the red turf. Not everybody when they come, and if it's a hot day, you can see it. It kind of changes your eyesight a little bit, but I've gotten used to being on it. The kids have gotten used to playing on it, so we're good with it.
I tell you, well, the kids did look good out there. They're all red with the black numbers. They look nice. They look sharp. But here we go, Coach. Playing Florida Memorial. So it might be a rivalry now, man. The games have been tight, been contested. Mother Nature's wanted to jump in these games and cause some problems. Last year when we played, it was the game ended in a tie because of lightning storms in that Miami area. You know, it's always raining in South Florida. Now come up to Atlanta, we have lightning storms again, Coach. Lightning storms one more time, and now we had an hour and 41-minute lightning delay before we could actually play the game, Coach.
Yes, it was difficult. We went in, we was right after warm-ups. When we had warm-ups, guys came in, we were working around, and we looked up, and they saw a lightning strike. So they came and told us that we're going to have a 30-minute delay. Then they went in again, and another lightning strike came, and it was hanging around. So Chief Williams and everybody got involved, the doctors and the trainers, and we said, well, here's what we got to do. Our lights is not a complete project here. So we set a time that it was 4:45 that we was going to kick off. If we couldn't kick off at 4:45, we were going to have to cancel the game due to the fact that we don't have lights. So we were all praying that the lightning went away, and just so happened it all went away. So we had to agree on the referees asked us how much time would we put on the clock. So we agreed to, first we said 10-minute quarters, and the referee said, well, dark could catch us if we don't watch it. So we had to go down to 8-minute quarters in order to finish that game in time enough before it got dark. So I think it was a bit of a challenge for all of us having to play. I mean, I don't even think the little leagues play 8-minute quarters. We was trying to keep it between 12 and 10 so we could at least get a good competitive game out of it. But the 8-minute quarters worked out. Florida Memorial needed the game. My hat goes off to their coaching staff, and my hat goes off to our training staff, Chief Williams, the guys that's all in to try to keep the safety of the fans. And the number one thing I noticed, we were on an hour and 45-minute delay, and our fans, they were there.
They were there.
And guess what? And when the rain stopped, they all poured back into the stadium, and it was just ready to go again. So I couldn't have been more proud. Shout out to CAU, the folks on the Hill, the Players Association, everybody else for showing up and showing out.
All right, man, that did look good. The fans did stay in the crowd. They stayed underneath the stadium during the rain break. And I was worried. I was up there in the booth. I was like, hey, that rain about to scare some people off, boy. The rain gonna send some people home. But sure enough, after the rain broke, they all came back in, and then boom, ready to start the game, everything ready to go, and the fans got the stadium back full. Now we're ready. We're going to go ahead and we're going to break down this game for you, Coach. All right, let's break down this game, Coach. Florida Memorial, they won the coin toss, decided to defer to the second half so you all to get the ball to get things going. We started off, McDonald's our starting quarterback. First play of the game, he hits Amon Harris. Want to get Harris involved and get him involved early. Then they rush, I don't know, it was like a jet sweep or something. You handed it off to Stevens. Stevens picked up 15 yards. Stevens got out my doghouse with that run. He was in my doghouse with that kick return. Yeah. But Stevens got out my doghouse. And then McDonald, one more time, another complete pass. And now you guys had it 1st and 10 at the 50. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 3rd and 3. It was 3rd and 3 at the 50-yard line. 3rd and 3 at the 50-yard line. Zach McDonald decides you guys were running the quarterback option, a little read option type look.
Right.
Zach McDonald took it 50 yards to the house. 50 yards to the house, touchdown, Clark Atlanta. What was that call? What was that play that he ran?
Coach Cunningham, it's just like you said, it's like a follow lead draw for the quarterback. Coach Cunningham did a really good job of designing things for Zai that's already built within the offense and the framework of what he's doing. So he gives him a chance to be able to use his feet sometime to keep the defense honest, and I think he pulled it out the bag for the first time this week, and it worked well for us as a play. Shout out to Coach Cunningham. He does a really good job of working with Zai. We know he can throw, and we know he can run the football, so we try to make it some things, give him some dynamics to work on.
All right, that was a beautiful run by Zai. Beautiful play call. Everything works out. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so we kick the ball off to Florida Memorial, and Florida Memorial takes the time on this one, Coach. They had some big guys up there on that offensive line. A lot of run to the left, run to the right, run up the middle. Then Bugs hit a couple of passes. Here and there, everything's well-timed. And then, because we're playing these 8-minute quarters, Coach, that first quarter went by. It was just like that. It was over. And Florida Memorial still had it. Started the second quarter. They didn't waste any time. They were right there, 1st and goal. On the 1-yard line, they just run it straight in, Coach.
Punch it in. They took a strategy from Valdosta. They kind of got in these condensed sets, built it down 11 and 12, and tried to come in and see how big and how well we could stand up against them in the run. And they're huge up front. I mean, they're all 300-pounders across the front there. They were really huge, and they were really strong, and they were moving it. And I thought he did a good job of strategizing. He was trying to milk as much time off the clock to make sure that we didn't get in a shootout with each other. He wanted to keep it down. I think he had a great game plan when he came into the door. His goal was to try to keep our offense on the sideline, and he did that a couple times, trying to string out the game, and hopefully that we wouldn't take advantage and go up 2 or 3 touchdowns, because we had some prolific wide receivers and our quarterback can't get it to him.
Yeah. Good job. And Coach Mike Jones, actually his first year being the head coach, he He was the offensive coordinator there, I guess, since the program
Since
started.
the program started, he's been there. Mike's been there a long time.
So now he moved. When you move over one chair, though, everything changed.
I tell him it's harder. Everybody want to be in that chair until it's time to do it. And he's been his own play caller, so now that eliminates some of the things of being oversight as a head coach, because now you can't watch your defense and your offense because you're spending too much time in one room, and now you can't work on your special teams. It becomes a lot when you coaching and calling plays. I decided about 4 years ago to give up play calling. Now I still play a role in both sides of the ball, but I gave up play calling just to take the chair as a head coach so I could oversee the whole program.
I want you to hold that thought right there, Coach, that play calling thought, because a little bit later on in this game, we're going to show you why I might need to be your signal caller, Coach. I don't toot my own horn a lot, Coach, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. All right. Florida Memorial kicks the ball off. They missed the extra point. Extra point wide, hit the crossbar, hit the up bar. So they missed the extra point. Blessing in disguise. Maybe it could come back to help, could come back to hurt. Who knows? All right. So now we'll have it 1st and 10 at the 7-yard line, man. It was a lot going on right there. A lot going on with this possession. Couldn't figure out what happened. Roach returned the ball for a loss of 7. Not quite sure what happened on that return. Still having a little
Well, I'll tell you what happened.
miscue.
Here's what happened. The guy that was back there the first time, he got hurt on his first kick return. So he kind of hurt his hand, so we didn't want to put it. So Roach was the only available person to go back there. And just all of a sudden, they kicked the ball to Roach. Roach is about 160, maybe 155 pounds, soaking wet, wearing boots. He fielded the ball, and they came down, and one guy came free. That gunner came free and popped him and knocked the ball back to the about 5 or 6 yards. Luckily, my guys had good awareness to get on top of the football. We've had some miscues in the return game that may have cost us. I know it's costing us, possession times and line of scrimmage, where we starting our drives at. But it's something that we're working consciously on right now to try to fix that, and we're going to go back to the normal people that will play back there, because we're just trying to protect them a little bit.
Well, we'll start the drive out. McDonald still really good passing. He completes another first down. Completes a pass on first down to Amon Harris, and then one more time he'll throw to Amon Harris again, getting that connection going with your star receiver there, and then they'll throw another one. That's three passes in a row to Amon to pick up the first down, but then the drive stalled. The drive stalled right there. You got the first down, and then an incomplete pass to the freshman, Kershawn Sellers, and then another incomplete pass, tried to get one to Darren Stevens, and then it brings up, we force a punt. They forced a punt. So now it's the defense time to come out. Defense comes out, and the way Florida Memorial ran the ball, we would think, man, they're going to come back and try to run it again. But your defense kind of bowled tight on this possession. They tried to run, stopped Osborne for just a 1-yard gain, incomplete pass, then another 1-yard rush, but then threw a quick little pass to Poppy out there to get the first down. So Florida Memorial gets a first down, and now it's bringing up second down. Penalty kind of pushed Florida Memorial back into a passing situation. Now Florida Memorial's in a passing situation, and David Buggs, the junior receiver from Florida Memorial, drops back, and he tries to pick on the freshman, Coach. He saw a freshman out there, Mitchum, out there on the corner, and he said, I'm going to pick on that kid. He picked the wrong one, Coach. He picked the wrong one. Mitchum gets his first collegiate interception. The youngster from Grayson gets his first collegiate interception. Coach, when the season started, Coach, everyone knows the history of Grayson. Everyone knows how great Grayson is as a program and what they do and the kids that they bring out of there, Coach. But you told me you were going to have a freshman starting that cornerback, Coach. I said, Coach, I don't know, man. This Grayson is good, but this college football, Coach, you got a freshman out there starting. Can he hang with the big boys, Coach? And I guess that's why you the coach and I'm over here. I guess he can hang with the big boys.
I think he does a tremendous job. Since camp, man, we watched him when I got ready to sign him, man. I went over, I saw him, I got a lot of tape on him. I was recruiting him and Elijah Miller at the same time. And we were just going back and forth, with Coach Cole, Coach Pope, who's our DB coach, and we were going back and forth on whether we wanted to take him or not. And then we just, when he got to camp and we finally pulled the trigger and signed him, the kid just awesome. You ain't gonna find another DB technique-wise. If he was 2 inches taller, he would not be playing for me. The kid is just a phenomenal athlete in all aspects of his game. He came out there very confident, no shakiness in him, the whole nine. So we kind of happy to have him on our side of the ball. And Val also tried to pick on him. He broke up all the pass. I think he had like 5 or 6 PBUs, and then this time you very, very rarely find defensive backs that'll go for the ball. And he feels like when the ball is in the air, he has just as much right to it as the receiver do. And he's going to take those chances, but he take good chances.
I think so, man. Coach, impressive young man. Now, Coach, you get the interception. Now, we talked about play calling a little bit earlier. Now, I'm going to pat my own self on the back. I'm a very humble guy, Coach. I'm a very, very humble guy. But on the broadcast, and I say this every broadcast I ever do, every game I ever call, I always say, anytime it's an interception, the first thing I'm doing, I'm going play action, and I'm going straight down the field. I'm throwing 9s down the field. Well, Coach, great minds think alike.
Well, we hear it every week. Every time we're here at the studio, you be like, Coach, my ideal is sudden change. When sudden change happens, I feel like you should take the shot there. And so this week, Coach Cunningham said, you want to take the shot? I like, let's get it. We went for it. It paid off dividends for us.
Well, you lined up. Zach McDonald found David Martin, threw a 61-yard pass to David Martin, threw a 61-yard pass straight down the field. Didn't do the play action, but they looked like everybody ran 9 straight. This is my problem with David Martin. Look at this right here. He cuts to the side. Coach, Coach, it was a foot race, and he didn't have enough foot, Coach.
Well, I told him,
Come on, David.
David's like me. He kind of chunky. So I told David, I said, I'm going to start calling you Hamburger. Because right now, you let those guys walk you down. Florida Memorial had a lot of nice team speed. And David's no slow guy. He just, he knew he wasn't going to be faster than some of those guys. So I was proud of him. He made the catch. We brought him out from the H-back spot. So he came from the H-back spot and just left out of the backfield and went down the pipe, which the linebacker has to be responsible for him. And he was in the backfield looking. So they called him, and he got out, and he got behind somebody. So he's not too slow. He's behind someone, and he got where he got to go. And he's had 2 tremendous good games right here. So I'm proud of him and his accomplishment. Only thing was bad about it, he didn't hold on to the football. He paid for it at practice. So so every time you let that ball get on that turf, we got to make you pay for it.
I'll tell you, hey. My coach, we used to have a hill outside our practice. Coach said, we're going to burn a track in that hill. We're going to burn a trail in that hill. So, all right. So, David gets the 61-yard reception. Now, trying to move the ball down the field. McDonald, he'll complete another short pass to Ronnie West. Then he'll complete another short pass to Ronnie West, hit Ronnie West 2 times in a row. Call timeout because the clock's running down. Now, it's 41 seconds. We're playing these 8-minute quarters, Coach. We're playing Little League football right now.
Little League football.
So we're playing the 8-minute quarters. Now they call a timeout. Now McDonald, he'll hit Amon Harris one more time. No, it was an incomplete pass to Amon. I'm sorry, he tried to get him. And now it's 37 seconds left. It's 4th and 3. You decide to bring on the young freshman field goal kicker, Carlos Lopez. And Lopez lines it up 31 yards out, nails his first collegiate field goal. Carlos Lopez with his first field goal. Shout out to the freshman.
Very proud of him. Carlos has came in. Calhoun County, right here in Georgia. Very good program that wins a lot of championships. Got a championship pedigree. Carlos came in. He's answered the call. He's a true freshman, straight out of college. High school. And he's done a really good job. His range is about 34 to 40, 40-some yards. He can hit a 43 if he really put his foot into it. But 34 yards in, he got it.
There it is, man. 34 yards in. He's money. All right. Now, we'll kick the ball off the Florida Memorial. And now there's a little bit of confusion over on the Florida Memorial side. They got the ball with 34 seconds to play. They got the ball with 34 seconds in the half. And instead of just taking a knee, they're going into the half, and they would get the ball back. They're down 6-10. They decide to go for it. Incomplete pass on first down, then another incomplete pass on second down. And then on third down, it was a bad snap. A bad snap. The ball just went over their head for some reason. I don't know what happened on the snap. And now it is it's fourth and long. Fourth and long. No, I'm sorry. I'm fast forwarding. Third down was a short complete pass.
That's right.
They called the timeout with 4th and 2 at the 42-yard line and decided to go for it on 4th and 2, and then they had the bad snap. That one kind of blew my mind on Coach.
It was wet out there, and what I think Bugs was trying to change the play. He wasn't actually physically set. I think he heard him say something, and the center snapped the ball, and it just went through his legs and went on back by 10 more yards. And Bugs jumped on it like a good quarterback would do, and it gave us perfect range for us to get another point before that half in those youth football time limit we had there.
Mm-hmm. Well, here you have it. You guys will take over 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. McDonald, he'll rush for 4 yards. And then as the time is moving, you bring Lopez out there to try to kick a 37-yard field goal. And you said he was good for 34. This was 37. So he was a little bit out of his range.
It wasn't out of his range. He hit the goal post and just hit the goal post and went off. He felt it when he hit it. He said, "Coach, I hit it wrong." He said, "When I hit it, I didn't bring my toe all the way around." He want to look up. He has a tendency like a freshman. They want to look up and see if they made it. I said, the crowd will let you know if you made it. You had to bring your foot and kick all the way through. He did I wasn't mad at him. I patted him on the helmet and said, we'll get it back next time. And we went on because we do this thing called play the next play. We don't spend too much time fussing and arguing about what happened in that play. We just moved on, and now we're in the halftime.
All right, we're going into halftime. Now, halftime, we'll start off the second half. Florida Memorial muffs the kickoff, fumbles the kickoff. It was a short kick. What happened on that kickoff, Coach?
We knew we was going to get it back at the halftime. We wanted to get that extra possession back. They won the toss, so we got to figure out a way to win. If we would have made the field goal, we got what we wanted. We wanted to go ahead. So strategy tells us, all right, we got to do something different right here. So we knew that we watch a lot of film on special teams. I say it all the time, special teams have to be special. So we saw the guy and his, where they kind of lined up. So we said we're going to try to kick it in that void area, and we're going to try to go get it. So we kicked it in the void area, and he got to it, and they popped him, and he let the ball go, and we pick it up. Perfect timing. And once again, we have sudden change again.
Sudden change? Hey.
So the coach said, what are we going to do right here? You want to take a shot? I said, you might as well go ahead and do it. Let's go. So we call a play, and the rest is history.
Waste no time at all. 1st and 10, Zach McDonald in the shotgun, and he will throw a 37-yard touchdown pass to Ronnie West. 37 yards to Ronnie West, and waste no time going straight for the end zone, and I love it. Look at West, and West just gets behind this defender, and West slides on in there for the touchdown. Now, after the touchdown, they threw a little bit of flag on the flag.
Well, they have been telling us they're trying to clean up football, all the extra excess party and the things like that. If you score, you're supposed to get a ball to the referees. What they got in trouble for us is Ronnie let the ball roll on down, which is delaying getting the ball back into the game. So it was really a delay of game penalty, not a really excessive celebration penalty. But they've been asking us, if you score, get the ball back to the referee, run to your sideline, and you can cheer all you want to.
You can do your day as long as it's on your sideline. As it's on your sideline. Well, here you have it. Score is now 17-6. 17-6. The good guys on top. Now we'll start back over again. Florida Memorial, this time they'll start the drive at the 37. Now David Bugs, he'll complete a short pass. Then Fernando Genti. They have a lot of running backs. They have a lot of guys who can run the ball. This time Genti busts a run for 36 yards up the middle. And then they'll go one more time. It was a penalty on the end of that play. It was a holding penalty that brought that play back. So now instead of 1st and 10 on the other side of the field, penalty people looked out for you, so it's 2nd and 3. Now Bugs has an incomplete pass, and now he throws another incomplete pass, and the defense forces a 3 and out. You say they force a 3 and out. Your defense is stepping up big, Coach. You know, you had a interception last week, another interception this week. What can you talk to the place of some of your defense, where your defense?
I
been
think the
performing?
LC Cole has done a good job. Kevin Pope, EJ Jr., these guys have done a really good job of putting their guys in position to win. Terrence is coaching the safeties, Coach Pope is coaching the corners, and they're doing a really good job of doing that. So those guys are playing well in the secondary, and I think EJ is doing a good job of getting the linebackers up to speed, and Coach Cole is doing a great job with his D-line. So I think that overall, that all that knowledge and that wealth of knowledge that's in that room now has made our defense production go up. And I think the players have gotten a little bit better back there of understanding what to do, how to do it, and why it's important for them to do it that way. And they go out and they playing with that great intensity. So I think that the guys are doing a good. My hat goes off to Coach Cole and his crew, and they're doing a great job of making our defense play better.
All right, now Clark Atlanta will have the ball. They'll get it back after the punt. Offense kind of bogs down a little bit, Coach. You get a little quick 3 and out. You punt it away to Florida Memorial. And now this time the score is still 17-6. Now this time Florida Memorial, they'll start the drive. They want to run the ball. They'll give it to Genty to the left. Then they'll get Genty up the middle. Now Genty to the left again. Genty one more time. They're handing the ball off. He's operating on the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. He's just handing the ball off, and they're just running straight ahead. And right now they'll bring in Osborne. Now Osborne, he'll run to the left. He'll run to the right. They ran the ball 8 times in a row, Coach. 8 times in a row, just running the ball. And then finally we get a player to jump off sides. The only way to stop him from running, just give him 5 yards on a penalty, Coach. It got kind of tough up front. Now they'll run, and then we'll go to the fourth quarter, and they're still running. They're running one more time. They will get the ball down. They'll get the ball down to the 6-yard line, and they'll hand it off to Genty, and Genty runs on a 6-yard run, Coach. I just gave the defense a lot of credit. Maybe I spoke a little bit too early, Coach.
No, you didn't speak too early. What happened is that they started rotating the number 2s in, getting some guys so we wouldn't beat up our guys that we do have. And a lot of times they were using condensed sets. So they would get in these condensed sets with 2 tight ends or 1 tight end and try their best to make us have to man up. I mean, they were massive across the front line. Probably bigger than, they was just as big as Valdosta was up front. And they were huge, and they just kind of tried to lay on us a little bit. They couldn't throw the ball for real. They couldn't get their passing game going. So if I'm him, I do the same thing. I would try to lay on us, and that's what he did. He tried to lay on us, and we fought through some of the stuff. But a lot of times, a linebacker would get there, or somebody would get caught, or they'll grab a hold of someone. I mean, it happens in football. When you're that big, I would run the ball too.
Well, here's the thing. Now you guys will get the ball back. It's in the fourth quarter. You got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Coach, you did something that you've been preaching about all off season. You said you want to have more ball control. You want to have more sustained drives. Last year you had a real quick hitting offense. David Wright would move it down the field quick, fast, and in a hurry, and he would score quick, fast, in a hurry, and left that defense out there for a while. Now you're up 17-12. You're up 17-12 with a team that's built their confidence with running the ball. So what did you decide to do? You take those last 6 minutes of the game and you control the ball. The last 6 minutes of the game, you guys started off. You ran with Allen Riggins. You got a penalty to kind of help you out with 5. Then Zach McDonald threw another pass to Amon Harris for 5 yards. And now it's 3rd and 8 because of the penalty. Then you hit Amon Harris rushes for 22 yards. Put a little jet sweep in there for Amon Harris to pick up some yardage with a 22-yard rush. Then you bring in your young freshman, Elijah Miller. He gets a carry. He runs for 2 yards up the middle. Clock is slowly going down. You done knocked off 3 minutes off the clock now. Just moving the clock. Florida Memorial decides to call timeout. Then you hand it off to your big boy, Jalen Samuels. Jalen rushes for another 5. Florida Memorial senses it's coming, so they have to call a timeout. Next thing you have it, you give it up to your big guy one more time, Jalen Samuel. He'll gain 4 yards this time. Now you'll hand it off to Elijah Miller, and he stopped for no gain. Then 2 minutes to go, you guys call a timeout. Once you guys call a timeout, because the 2-minute warning was about to happen the next play. So is that why you decided to call the timeout?
Didn't call a timeout for that purpose. I had a guy that was hurt. He said I was going to have to use a timeout if I took him out, but I couldn't let him go back in and play, so I took him out and I used the timeout.
Okay. I get that's one of the rules now.
When you get hurt or you fall down and you're late, you got to take a timeout.
Okay, it's got to kind of stop some of those
Fake
Oscar-worthy
injuries, right.
performances they've been having down there. Okay, I get it. So all right, so now we have the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning, and Florida Memorial's out of timeouts. But you gotta run at least one play to kind of make this clock move, to make things happen. So you decide to send it to Allen Riggins. Allen Riggins lines up, runs up the middle. Now the clock is moving. And Coach, I tell everybody, you line up in this formation, called the victory formation, Coach. It is the best formation in football, or it is the worst formation in football. It just all depends on whose sideline you're standing on. And luckily, today, Clark Atlanta was on the right sideline. So you walk on out of there with a win, 17-12.
Very happy about that. I was very happy about my offensive coordinator taking his time, understanding our defense had played about 12 snaps the series before, understanding that we needed to get control of it. We're just going to try to get out of this, get out of here with a win. And I want to be clear on something. We can score at will still, but it's a conscious decision now to make sure that we control and play football that kind of complements our defense, so they're not playing as many snaps as we're playing, and we're kind of methodically moving the ball down the field, taking our time, calling good plays that'll be able to help, make good decisions and take shots when we need to. We're learning to coach together so that it don't take a toll on our team.
Well, another great thing as we kind of look at some of the final stats, McDonald had another good game passing. Even though it was a shortened game, his accuracy was very good. He was 11 for 15, 148 yards. He didn't play half. They took away half the time. So that's as an accurate passer and the yardage, I think that was really good passing performance with two touchdowns, one in the air and one on the ground. So good game from McDonald. Didn't have any turnovers. You guys actually led in rushing. They had 105 yards. You had 108 yards rushing. And I think while we're talking offense right now, you didn't have any turnovers. You did not give up any sacks. And you only had 2 negative rushing plays on the day. That offensive line, man, hey, you guys are doing some things over there, Coach.
Well, only you would pick that up, but we really are trying our best to be methodical in our coaching. We have a lot of young guys on the field, make sure we do the right things and make the right moves. I'm very proud of my coaches. I think they made a conscious effort. I said this here last year, I'll say it again. We want to be able to run the ball better. We want to be able to control the clock better. We want to be able to do things and not put ourselves that we feel like, last year we'd be up 21 and somebody else would come in and they'll control the clock on us, and you get 3 and out with throwing the ball, and now they back in the game. It's 14-21 now, and you're looking around like we didn't through half of the clock stopping constantly. So we want to grind some of that clock out, make our guys a little bit more tougher, maybe get our running backs involved a little bit more, be more conscious about it, and also keep our defense fresh, that we're not going out there and they playing 16, 17 plays, and then we go get a 3 and out, then they got 16, 17 more. It puts a wear on the defense, and it took me a minute to understand that we was putting a wear on our defense, even though we stylish on offense, but we really was hurting our defense. So we're trying to be a little bit better with that.
Well, I think it's working out, man. I think everybody seems to notice, hey, Clark Atlanta now, they're mixing that run up. They're controlling the clock a little bit. This is a different Clark Atlanta team that we see coming out there, Coach. Well, you walk out of here with a win. You take out Florida Memorial. So, hey, let the kids celebrate for a little bit, but it's back to business, back to work. And this week you have a short week, Coach.
Very short week.
playing a Thursday night game. You're playing Fort Valley. Now, Coach, let's get in the coach's head for a second. Now, how do you do things different when you have that quick turnaround, that Saturday, then a Thursday game?
So what I did is I gave my players off on Friday. So we did not practice Friday to give the coaching staff time enough to evaluate Fort Valley and start putting all our stuff together so we could be ready for a Sunday practice. So typically the day is off is on Sunday. So what we did is we turned around and we practiced. We did a walkthrough early Saturday morning before the game. We call it play the game. So we played the game, make sure everybody knew what they were doing, where they were going, and then we turned around and we had practice Sunday morning. Went to practice, and that was our Monday. Monday is our Tuesday. Tuesday is our Wednesday. Thursday is the ball game. So Wednesday will be our Thursday, our walk-through practice, and Thursday night we'll get on and kick off and go play football.
Now let me ask you a question. We're gonna stay in the coach's head for a second. Now, how do you do as a team? What's the schedule look like on Thursday? Because the kids still are in college. I guess they still have to go to class.
We'll release them at 1 o'clock. They'll get out early at 1 o'clock because we have a pep rally at 1. Okay. So we'll go do the pep rally at 1 o'clock, and then they'll have pregame at 3, and then we'll just stay according to what we're doing to kick off at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, those Thursday night games. I mean, they're great for TV, but it throws off that schedule.
It does.
It throws off that schedule. Well, take it on Fort Valley. I got in a little bit of trouble with Fort Valley, Coach. I got in a little bit of trouble on my preseason prediction for Fort Valley. They got mad at me on the HBCU SIAC preview show. The AD Johnson, the AD over there, she caught me on the elevator, Coach. She said Fort Valley had something. I talked to the coach. Coach said we got something. So, Coach, when you broke down the film, what do you see? What are you looking for or looking at when you see Fort Valley?
The first thing you notice, they're well coached. They're in place. They're where they're supposed to be. They do the things that they do. They look young. They look like us. They look young. They got players. Number 2, the linebacker, he's a really good football player. They play 2 quarterbacks. That's a little bit of difficulty to be able to challenge in itself. One's a good running quarterback that can throw if he need to, and 11 is the pure thrower. You know, he's a guy that can throw the football. We just got to go out and we got to play our game, and they do a really good job up front with their schemes and trying to get the ball out quick. You got good running backs. I think the running backs play pretty well. They can run it. Number 12 runs the ball really decent. I think on defensively, they've been playing what they've been playing. You know, they're a 4-man front. They play a lot of zone, like a lot of coverage, 2 to single receiver side, sometimes cover 4. They do a lot of good things. I mean, there's a lot of things that go on over there. I think it'll be a real challenge for us. It'll be, our first conference game, so it's a real turnaround game. So tough. Fort Valley's always naturally going to be tough. Mm-hmm. Going out the door, when you hear Fort Valley, you think of physical, you think of toughness, you think of all the things that you could think when you play Fort Valley. So our kids have played Fort Valley enough to understand that the mindset to them is that Fort Valley's found out last year that it's not the same old Clark Atlanta. So now Fort Valley want to get their lick back. They still, even though it's a new staff, it's a lot of fans, it's a lot of people. It's set up for a primetime stage on, they lifted the game from ESPN to put it on ESPN2. And we got the SWAC callers coming down, Tiffany Green and Jay Walker that's going to be broadcasting the game. So it's on a big stage, and I think everybody's going to be up. I think Coach Watson is doing a tremendous job with that group. I mean, the guy got the job in the middle of March, right before. I don't think he had much time to get a lot together. And I think from what I saw on tape, he's done a pretty good job to get them knowing what to do, how to do it, and why it's important for them to do it that way.
Well, it will be a big one. Anytime you get Tiffany and Jay coming down calling the game, you got a big-time game going on. So we're definitely looking forward to that one. So we want to put out the call to all the Clark Atlanta Panthers. We want to put the call out. This is Thursday night. Call in sick Friday morning. Make sure you make it to the game Thursday night. The students, you're going to be revved up from the pep rally that evening. Come on in, man. You got the free ticket. You already got the ticket included in tuition. Might as well show up to the game, Coach. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it.
My fans, I'm so happy or proud of the student body. They show up. They put their outfits on. They ready to go. They expecting to win now. So every time you see them on campus, all right, Coach, we ready to play this weekend? They ready to play. So I'm excited, man. The CAU vibe has just changed tremendously.
It has.
The culture has. It felt like a game day environment. I was really excited about what we are creating at CAU. The culture, the spirit, Dr. Sharice Peters, Dr. Drew, all those guys that play a role in trying to help us get where we are. Dr. French, the vision that he had to bring Clark Atlanta. Let's talk about the band. They don't get much talk. When we used to come play Clark, they had like 26 pieces in that band. Now we're over a 100-piece instrument. They sound wonderful. I was very impressed this week when Florida Memorial brought their band down and traveled. I think the stage was just perfect. And I think this game for Thursday night, being on live TV, I think everybody should show up, show out, and make sure we support, what we're trying to do, the movement to make Clark Atlanta a spirited football and educational school.
I tell you, man, both. You need both. Make sure you got both. But like you say, I'm definitely proud of everything that you guys have going on in the student body. Shout out to the student body, the students who showed up to the game, the students who were at the game in the rain, Coach. Those are real dedicated students. They were in the rain, Coach. They were in the rain. So
I feel obligated now. I got to give them something.
Hey.
You got to think. I work at a school where there's a lot of black females there, and you know how a black female feel about her hair. If they out there in the rain, you better be giving them something to be able to be out there in that rain for. I just love my spirit boosters. It makes me, when I look over at our crowd, and I just feel proud, and I'm just proud of the alumni to be on Alumni Hill. When I look behind me and all the alumni that come out to support us and set aside their day or their Saturday, I'm just happy that we're able to give them something that they're pleased to be able to come see.
Well, keep on giving them something, giving them a reason to come on out there, Coach. So want to put the call out to everyone. Thursday night, make sure you're at Clark Atlanta University Panthers Stadium. Make sure that you're there. Make sure you have on your red and black. We want everybody there. It's going to be on ESPN too. So this is a big one. We want the crowd to look totally packed, totally jam-packed. So we should have a great, great turnout for this game. Well, he's Coach Teddy Keaton. I'm Sly Williams. This is the Coach Teddy Keaton Show here on HBCU Game Day. We'll see you next week.